Mecca every year. This covers, you see the gold band around the house right there in the middle? This is it. They don't do it by hand, and it's with gold, and they cover it every year. And this keeps expanding because there's such a big demand and people are coming in. And one thing I love about this place is not just because it's, you know, it's holy for me, but the way they keep it clean. With so many people coming in with the traffic, every like half an hour you see people coming out with brooms and like just cleaning the floor because it's all marble.
The movie mentioned that Saudi Arabia is moving pretty heavily into solar energy. How about nuclear?
No, we're totally anti-nukes. We're a signatory of the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, so we don't want anybody to have nuclear weapons. And as far as energy source goes, we'd rather people use oil. So, a lot of people that's already moving at a fast pace. We think solar power is going to be the next big wave of the future. We definitely want to try to further develop our solar technology. We have plenty of sunshine in Saudi Arabia, so maybe one day we'll be exporting more solar power than petroleum. But I think beyond that, we want to become less of an energy-based economy. We're trying to diversify our economy as much as we can through a variety of channels. It's one of the reasons why we've been putting a high emphasis on education over the past few decades. If we can educate and train our citizens to be bankers or journalists or doctors, etc., we can get into these other fields. We also set up a government organization called the Saudi Industrial Development Fund, which gives long-term interest-free loans to citizens who want to open up businesses. If any citizen has a business plan, he or she can submit it to this organization and receive a long-term interest-free loan. And we've had pretty good success with that. You know, if we go back 30, 40 years ago, maybe 80% of our government revenue came from the oil industry. Now it's down to about 35%, which is still higher than we'd like it to be, but we've been able to chip away at it. And hopefully by the time oil isn't as valuable a commodity as it is today, our economy will still be healthy and vibrant without it.
Times a day, the call to prayer is heard from minarets throughout Saudi Arabia. At work and at play, in factories and in schools, all Muslims turn to the holy city of Mecca in prayer, bending low in obeisance to Allah, the one God. Recent archaeological findings suggest that much of Arabia was once green and fertile, and that it had hosted many pre-Islamic cultures. Historically, the Arabian Peninsula was a bridge connecting Egyptian, Persian, Roman, and other civilizations. The country, citizens approached the king or any of the ministers or governors at weekly majlis, a time-honored tradition to voice their views or to seek redress for grievances.
Outfits. For the men, these are outfits that are traditional, but they are also worn as of today, which you might have seen in the video. We'll talk about the men first. The first one right here, and what he's wearing underneath is a thobe, and a thobe is a long white shirt, and the purpose of it being white is to reflect light and not absorb heat. Nowadays it's just a formality where a bit on top it comes in different colors. One is a camel, which is this color, and the other one is a black color. Now, a lot of people think that only royalty wears outfits like this. No, this is a formality like a tuxedo you would wear to a wedding, or a suit you would wear to work. This is more of a formality you would wear for graduations, attending a wedding. And there is no difference between what the king would wear and what an average person. It all looks the same, the sun. And in the past, when they used to travel from one town to another, there were sandstorms in between. So they used to cover their faces like this, not because they were going to go rob a bank or anything like that, but that's to prevent inhalation of the sand and the dust that comes out of the sand, and also to protect your eyes with this from the sand going into your eyes. Last, what we have on top is agan. It's a rope-like material. It holds the ghufra, which is the red and white, in place. Let's give them a hand. I think it's from the southwestern part of Saudi Arabia. Now, if you might have seen in the video and also some pictures outside, it's a green, lush area. It's mountainous. The mountains reach 10,000 feet high. So that's why it gets cooler in those regions. And their thobe is made out of a thicker material. And on top of the thobe is this jacket. Just by looking at it, I would know he comes from the southwestern region because he is the musician there. And that's why he has the elaborate little jacket. He is lucky I did not put on the other jacket because it had Liberace sleeves, and he would have not liked that. Because just by looking at it, I would know which tribe she comes from, which part of the country she comes from, which region she's from. She's from the mountain region, the farming region. Well, she comes from the mountainous farming region, which is the southwestern part of Saudi Arabia. They're very proud of their farming, and this is more of an elaborate dress, of course. But in the back, if you see behind her hair, she has like flowers sewn into it. And these are beaded outfits, and it's quite heavy. I don't know how you're handling it on your head, but you're doing a great job. And it's all just geometric designs, and there's usually a belt that goes on top of it. Sleeves. Now, it might not get as humid in Riyadh because there's no water around it, but it gets extremely hot. And in the past, you needed flowy garbs that would capture air and actually ventilate the body. Now, of course, you do wear another thin dress underneath. It's not like every time she puts her hand up, you get a sneak preview. You don't want that. This is my favorite because it comes from the region I come from, and I make a silly face when I do that, my region. And it's actually the Eastern Province, which has influence from 2 other Asian countries. Any idea if you could take a guess? Or we could take the headdress off if you want to show them the full effect of the dress. Yeah, any idea where did you said India. India is one. What's the other Asian country that? Oh, you put pins on it. She came prepared.
She came prepared.
Oh, okay. What's the other country? Any idea? China. No. Someone said China. China. So it's China and India.
Chadwick, tell us about what's on your plate.
Amazing, lamb, chicken, deliciousness, some more deliciousness. And over here, big old plate of deliciousness.
You're not driving tonight, are you?
I'm not going to be able to drive. I'm not going to be able to fit behind my steering wheel.